So the divine is one. God is one energy which appears differently through each ego, through each vehicle of expression. There's only one energy, but it seems to be many, and it seems to be different in each. But that's only because of the qualities of the vehicle of expression. Just as if I have one light here and I put a green filter in front of it, it's going to appear green. And if I put a red filter in front of it, it's going to appear red. It's neither green nor red. It's perfectly white. But it just comes out as green or red because of the medium through which it's expressing itself. So the divine energy is expressing itself through all of us simultaneously as something different because of the different qualities of our mental impressions. And we will discuss this further on. It's our mental impressions, it's our programming, which is causing this one divine energy to express itself differently through each of us. Again, light is another way of seeing this. So we have the next two examples have to do with light impinging itself on a screen. So we have in the movies, in the cinema, we have the white light of the projector, which has no qualities whatsoever. It's just pure white light. When it passes through the film, suddenly it obtains qualities. It appears to be people, trees, mountains, skies, rivers. And then when it hits onto the screen, it seems very concrete. So we have here we have the pure light, which is the Sat Chit Ananda, that is the consciousness of all existence, of all being. When it passes through this film, it obtains a temporary quality, a subtle quality of being, which we could call the mind or the energy bodies. And when it hits itself, when it reaches the screen, it becomes the physical reality that we perceive. But it's nothing other. This physical reality doesn't really exist. It's just the light hitting the screen. And when the film changes, what is on the screen will change. All of the images on the screen are temporary. Every one of us is temporary. None of us will be here in 60 or 70 years. Some of us will be gone much earlier. That is, this body will not be here in 30 years. This body will be earth. It will be being eaten by worms. So it's not a reality. The mind, which is behind this body, also will dissolve. You see, so it's important to understand this is what is meant by truth. This is not truth. This building is not truth. The earth is not truth. The sun is not truth. Because the sun is also destined to explode or implode, one of the two. It reminds me of something I heard. There was a scientific forum and the speaker said, well, the sun is going to explode in 5 million years. And someone raised their hand afterwards and said, did you say that the sun was going to explode in, how long is it going to be before the sun explodes? 5 million? I thought you said 4 million. I was worried about it. It was another million years. Nothing that we can see, nothing that is material is truth. Because nothing that is material is everlasting. It has a beginning and it has an end, just as our dreams. You see? And our physical life cannot be truth. Now, it is a relatively true reality in relationship to our dreams, because our dreams, only we see our dreams, whereas this relatively true reality we agree on, at least most of us. We agree that this is a harmonium and not a refrigerator, okay? And this is that this is the ceiling and that this is the floor. Now, someone could lose their mind and see things as they want to. So there is something stable about this reality. Although it's not eternal, it is a common dream. It is a commonly agreed upon reality through which we are manifesting our spiritual creative power. And we are seeking to create externally the beauty and the harmony which exists in the center of our being. We are perfect as spiritual beings. We are imperfect in the expression of that. We are unable to express that physically, emotionally, and mentally, as is all of creation. And another example down below, you see a body full of cells, okay? And here, the relationship here between the individual and the whole is like the relationship between the cells in my body and my body. So I, as a consciousness, am giving birth to all the cells in my body, and these cells live within me, and they serve my existence, and I care for them. So we, as cells in the universal consciousness, are created by that universal consciousness. We are cared for by that universal consciousness, and we die as the particular form and seek to be the particular cell which serves a particular function. Now, with the human being, the cells have a freedom that our cells do not have. Well, they should not have, because cancerous cells seem to make a choice. You see, every cell has its function, and no cell says, well, I don't like being a liver cell, I'm going to be a nerve cell, or I want to be a skin cell, or I want to be a digestive system cell. Okay. And secondly, no cell says, well, I'm going to collect all the oxygen I can, I'm not going to pass it on, or I'm not going to pass on the blood, I'm just going to hoard all the hormones, you know. Cells would never do this, because this would be destructive for the cell itself and for the whole. But human beings can. They can try to be something that they were born not, something other than what they were born to be, and they can try to hoard. They can try to keep for themselves more than they need, which was harmful for themselves and harmful for the whole. So in the body, this would be a cancerous cell. It would be a cell which is refusing to live for the benefit of the whole and seeking to live only for itself. And we could say that humanity today is basically made up of cancerous cells. It's basically made up of cells which are seeking only their own happiness and not the happiness of the whole. Now some do. Some awaken to this process. They decide to join the Peace Corps, or they start helping society in some way. They start giving their energy and their time, like Mother Teresa and all of her army of helpers. Some people at some point begin to realize that we are here in order to let go of our separate existence and experience unity with all, and to serve the benefit of the whole. And they are living Christ's promise, because Christ promised the following. He said, don't you see the way God takes care of the lilies of the field and the birds? You are so much more important to God than they are. He will take care of all of your needs if you would just live according to His wishes. So if we live in accordance with the basic laws of nature, which means living for the whole and being interested in the benefit of the whole, which doesn't necessarily mean going out and serving all day long. It could also just mean living simply. All your needs will be cared for. Everything that you need will be taken care of. And these people are experiencing this.